Welcome to the preview of the upcoming Artificial Intelligence meeting. You'll see the venue and facilities there at UA Little Rock are outstanding, and so you'll get an opportunity to enjoy the facilities there. Of course, we have Zubair Talib, and we have a group of people from Argentina coming in, and here's some Argentina wine from Mendoza. You'll be able to do a wine tasting after the part of the speaking part is over. And here's the tango. I'm not sure we'll have anybody doing the tango. Maybe this guy. Now a special welcome from Sid Shreve from Phoenix, Arizona, a mutual friend that introduced me to Pablo back in 1995.
Ingeniero Pablo Avian, espero que estés bien. Me han pedido que te dé un discursito de bienvenida a Little Rock, Arkansas, y para que estés cómodo ahí, te voy a presentar a esta gente, que son gente de alta tecnología. Bueno, sigo adelante en inglés. I've just welcomed Engineer Pablo Avian, whom Herb, Blair, and I have known since 1995. And we went down to Buenos Aires to talk to a company by the name of Sersat, who was the general manager, but the guy we never forgot was Pablo Avian. He was the head of engineering and technology of this company even back then as a young man. And we were highly impressed with him. In fact, I like to tell people that I'm a fourth generation Arizonan, but I grew up in South America and my hometown is Buenos Aires. That's the way I feel. But anyway, this is a timely subject for Pablo. How, as of late, everything comes up with AI in it. You gotta have AI here, gotta have AI there, and so forth. Artificial intelligence. And so this is a very timely subject for Pablo as he continues his high-tech journey. And we want, I know Herb and I would like to make sure people understand that Pablo is a very, very good engineer, very good engineering manager, and a visionary and a good man. And we appreciate him. And we wish all of you well with Pablo, and we expect you to treat him with kindness, respect as he will treat you. It's a great honor for him to sit there with a high-tech group of people like you folks.
Ambassador. And he was supporting the San Lorenzo, I think. But the funny part about that is he was from Little Rock. He has passed, but he was from Little Rock. So there's another Little Rock to Argentina. But he was a rock star down there when we went out to eat, and I thought that was another kind of funny story that we experienced.
It was amazing. First of all, you got to understand that Latin America, like most of Europe and other places outside the United States, soccer or football, as they call it, is not a sport. Well, it is a sport, but it's more than a sport. It's a religion. And for the U.S. ambassador to say that he is a supporter of the San Lorenzo soccer team, and when we went to his office in the embassy, he on his big wall, he had a big flag of San Lorenzo. Made him very, very popular. Wherever he went, people loved him because he knew how to interface with the people. He was a good man. And that's the way we always try to be. Herb and I, as we went around, we try to make sure that people understand that how much love and respect we have for the people. And that is an important way to go. And that's what this ambassador did. Yeah, it was a great time. We learned, Herb and I learned a lot of things. We traveled into a lot of different countries. But between all of us here, there's no country like Argentina.
So here's a picture of Winthrop Rockefeller on Pan American taking a tour of South America. So South America, Argentina have always been of interest. Okay, I wanted to show you that it's incredibly easy to register. You'll probably get a little button if you get something from Marla Johnson from UA Little Rock. They're handling all this. I don't even see this, so they're in charge of the database, and obviously they're going to be very responsible and careful. So it's not any kind of mailing list or anything. It's the thing is kept at the college, and I'm sure Marla will make sure the security is there. But if you get something and you don't get to register, but you get this with a link, all you got to do is go hit the link, and it'll take you over there to where it says launch at Little Rock. So it's a real quick, easy registration. And you can see here, all it asks for is your name, first, last, phone numbers required, emails required. They want to do a little verification of this. And I'll be attending, and you can be going to the program or the reception. And then there's a little captcha there to make sure you're not a robot. And we got a lot of, but then there's a submit. So very easily processed. And I want to make sure that everybody gets registered because there is limited seating. And particularly, I think it's a wine tasting and everything else. So this is it. This is how easy it is. Well, if you get closer, I wanted to show you the registration very easy. And I want to give you a little more backstory because when this thing came together as part of one of my visions, Pablo and I have been great friends over 30 years, and I've mentioned this before that we probably met around 1995 when I merged my company, COO, into the largest cable provider software for customer care, and that was Cable Data out in Sacramento. Now, when we did that, I had an assignment, a person who's a rainmaker, Sid Shreve, who lives in Phoenix, and he's a Mormon that grew up in Argentina and Uruguay and even Brazil. So he kind of showed me the ropes, showed me you had to meet face-to-face in the culture of Argentina. I joke about it being more of a smash mouth in your face because of all the Spanish and German and Italian there. And then you go to Brazil, and they got probably a lot more Japanese, maybe the biggest population of Japanese outside of Japan there, and it's more genteel. But when you think about my place in this, I've done presentations, I've worked quite a bit down in Argentina and gone to shows and met a lot of people. I know the culture real well, and I know who the real people you can put trust in. And Pablo is somebody I've had trust in for 30 years, and I think it's been a mutual trust because anytime I need to find out something about Argentina, and it may not be just in technology, it was in LED lights one time. And so we've done many, many, many things, and even into agriculture. There's been times when we've even investigated that. But the other story is that one of the things I did when I was merged into the company, I wanted to be more in the global business development. So I went all over the world. And one of the other places was Hangzhou, China. And Hangzhou, China, of course, we know is where the big noise came out of the artificial intelligence. And I've been there, I've been presented there, I've floated the lakes there, and I've owned bicycles, so I know the culture there real well. And the funny thing about both cases, I've dealt really on the engineering level. My background was computer science, Fortran, and came up the ropes, and then we started the company, and we did a lot of different things on the main. But we went from a mini to a desktop, and that's where Microsoft entered the picture, and we had best of breed, and we could bring that in our product without having to develop a closed system like all the other providers had done, and even the people that we merged with had done. So I want to make it clear that I know the people there, and I've gotten on the level. I can go in and debrief a Chinese before he gets information from me, and I don't have to do that in Argentina. But there, I found a lot of information on a technical level, and both countries, there's a lot of things below the radar that goes on with technical people. You see a lot of smoke from the leaders, but that's not the story. And that's why this company, DeepSeek and how that thing rolled out, and they didn't have a lot of big investors in it, and the government really didn't know a whole lot about it. And now they see it's a great story, and now they're jumping on board. Now, the politics as it is in China, you never know. And that's why the alternative here of the Argentina people, I can see as a great opportunity. And I will say I'm very familiar with taking a open source product and putting it on a lower price platform and going out and beating major companies. This is on a much lower scale, but that's something else. But that being said, I'm probably the only person alive that have done these things as far as going to both those countries. And I know if you put the qualifier on it, has Parkinson's, I would be the one person standing in the world that has done this. So I'm not trying to, that's not the story of this. The story of this is artificial intelligence. And if you want to get on TV and watch CNBC or watch Fox Business or any other business show, it's getting to be where about 75-80% of it is artificial intelligence. Now, it could be from the technical aspect, it can be from the sales aspect, a marketing aspect, or investing aspect. So that's why this thing, it turned out that when I first got a hold of Pablo, I said, hey, you're going to Chicago, or you're going to Detroit, and you're going down to Dallas, and you're going to Atlanta, and Washington, D.C., why not Little Rock? And he said, he just laughed it off, and he said, I guess you're jealous. And I think people think, well, these guys came to me and, they wanted me to do nothing to that. I am doing this as a friendship. I have no money. When you're 81, you're not going to be an overnight billionaire, but I laugh at the thing that whenever people look at this, they say, are they taking advantage of you or something? I mean, that's in the background when you're delusional. And I laughed about that when I was talking to Jay Gadberry, and I kind of a story behind that is my son, he's really protective, and he always is worrying about what I'm doing and how I'm working with others. He sent me, and he's a corporate CFO, so he's going to be any lawyer, so he's going to say, what's going on here and how's that going to happen? And he wrote me that, in this time frame, you're not going to get this done. You need to put it off for a while and do it later. And I know he's looking out for my health as much as anything. I know when you do podcasts like I'm doing, some of the family concerns is privacy, and I get that. But some of the other concerns I have is you have to be, you have to speak and you have to be cognitive. And I'll say that when you watch any of my podcasts, they're all conversational. They're not scripted or anything. So that's part of it. So I wanted to make that clear that this is for the love of what they're doing and what I see can be done with their company and their partnership or whatever it is. I mean, I think it's an outstanding opportunity. People don't want to have the Chinese involved, and there is a great opportunity for this company to step in there and do something. And I'm hopeful that I can be helping them and have people come on and work with me is just been amazing. And the other part of that story with my son is, he said you can't get anybody to sponsor this wine, all the issues there and tasting. And then the first person I called was Jay Gadberry, and I don't know, we spent an hour or so on the phone. And, he saw the opportunity. he knows what's going on in the financial world, and he jumped right on. Now, Marla, I had met just about a year ago in Conway when we were doing some things with the Arkansas Academy of Computing, and I was one of the pioneers and got to go there, and it was kind of one of those things that just has happened over the last year. But I wanted to give you the backstory on this. That I'm not the focus of this. I'm in the back. I'm staying in the background, but I want people to know that they've been thoroughly vetted, and you won't find I guess any more experts. I mean, I've been around when we did a lot of things with virtual reality, near virtual reality, Internet of Things, and I've done down the whole 9 yards. So they are some of the best, maybe the best, as far as technical skills. They're engineers. Don't ever forget that. They don't market themselves very well. I had to go from an engineer to marketing, and I know it's tough, and I can do a lot more of that than they'll do, because they've got a lot of things that's in their technical, background, and I know how to deal with engineers. I dealt with them in China, and I dealt with them all over the world. So this is not something new to me, but I do want everybody to feel comfortable, and you got to register, and we got to have people there. And I think it's going to be amazing for Little Rock to turn out to this.